Hello. At the time of recording this message, it's February the 2nd, 2022. I sat at the front door of my home this morning, coffee in hand, in quietness for about an hour. It was not a time for asking God for things, nor did I read my Bible. In hindsight, I'd call it a time of consideration and contemplation. I enjoyed it as I took stock of my life. There were happy things to think about, and there was sadness too. I considered the blessedness of my lot, and I lamented for those long since gone. It was a time for taking stock. Reinhold Niebuhr is accredited with the writing of the Serenity Prayer. The earliest known version of it, from 1937, is this: Father, give us courage to change what must be altered, serenity to accept what cannot be helped, and the insight to know one from the other. Ecclesiastes 7 says, Consider the work of God, for who can make straight what he has made crooked? In the day of prosperity be joyful, but in the day of adversity consider. Surely God has appointed the one as well as the other. For those who believe that all we have to do is pray and everything will just fall into place, this passage might be well worth considering. Some of us have an attitude that God owes us something. When my best friend died in 2014, there was left a gaping hole in my life which is never healed. Best friends are irreplaceable people. I've never lost a son or daughter, but I know those who have. But whoever is gone from us, his or her death brings closure to a chapter in our lives and we move on. Phil Coulter wrote the words, What's done is done, and what's won is won, and what's lost is lost and gone forever. This wisdom can help shape our outlooks and, consequently, our lives. Happiness is something you feel when you get what you want. Contentment is something you learn when you don't. Learn this. Happiness is merely temporary, while contentment is of a very lasting nature. Countless Christians have suffered enormously for their faith. This is something most people who listen to my messages know nothing about, bar we read about it in missionary pamphlets. Many of us are suffering minor nagging ailments or disappointments. We really need to take stock and get over ourselves. I'm saying to you what I've had to say to myself. 1 Timothy 6 tells us that godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. Allow me to close with this. If there is something that isn't changing in your life, maybe just live with it. We also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. God bless you.